My name is Brandon Wright. 1990 BMW 1JZ Power E30.
What really got you into cars? What got you to like cars?
Well, to be honest, I got into cars by, growing up seeing my father around it, and he was a racer into most sports, participating like dexterity, drift, and as well as just being around it every day. Motorsports like a bug. You get bitten by it, and you just have to just have fall in love with it. So from a very tender age, I always remember going to the track or going in cars with my father. So that's what sparked the love within me. So
what was your first car?
My first car was actually an 1982 Toyota DX. That car was actually we accomplished that car, me and my brother Richard. So and I moved on from that car to a 1982 or 3, I don't remember the year, Toyota Starlet KP60, and then onto this that is the year before.
In the DX? 20
No, the DX was actually powered by a natural SR20.
SR20?
Yeah.
Was on boost or?
No, natural aspirated.
Okay. And how long do you have that car? Did you enter any drift events with it?
No, nothing sanctioned. We had a driver's clinic where you get used to your car by the farm corner truck. That was like in 2021, and that was my first and only somewhat event that I entered with that car.
Right. So after selling that car, you sold it, right?
Yeah, I sold it.
Right. So after selling that car and changing to the Starlet platform, was it easier for you? Was it more? The power band for the Starlet was better, or was it?
Alright, so fun fact, actually when I got that car, I bought a car from my dad, and when I bought that car, it wasn't really like anything that you saw it, in its regular form. It came with a 1616, and a lot of stuff just wanted to change about the car, the gearbox, engine, wiring. So I just took my time, and save up and do everything. Change. I took out the 1660 and put in a black top 20 valve, as well as basically a whole 86 setup with the gearbox and the front end, and yeah, did quite a bit of stuff to it.
Right, so originally you had it in the 1616, you changed to the 21, right? In that?
Yeah, I never drove it with the 1616 because it was giving problems. Oh. Yeah, it was 1616 and boost.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with the 1616 and boost platform compared to the natural 21, you prefer the natural setup?
By far.
Right, got the power band difference, or?
Yeah, and I think it fit my driving style more, and I just think it was a better platform for the car overall.
Better platform?
Yeah.
Alright, so in terms of the Starlet, no, we're not really showcasing the Starlet current. What events did you enter with the Starlet?
Alright, so my first official sanctioned event was the Race Zone car park drift in Junction. That was like early 2022. I acquired the car, the Starlet, January 2022. And I attended my first event in April 2022. Took a break to do some work to the car and returned in October 2022 for Slippery and Wet out by Falmouth, which I entered the rookie class and I placed third.
You placed third?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I remember that event. Yeah. Was it more of the Red Bull type of setup. Where
Yeah,
the
it was.
ball there.
It was no longer. At that point, we were transitioning from time events to like points where you had that
Okay,
flippers and pendulum.
Also
and
style points.
Style points,
Alright,
right?
so instead of timed events compared to the style points type of events, you prefer the style point or you prefer?
I think each has its respective zone. I think for me, definitely, I would say I enjoy the drift events a little bit more. I think it's a little bit less mentally challenging than the time event, and it's more enjoyable. However, the time event is what I would say, like more spectator driven because it keeps everybody entertained. Yeah.
Alright, so placing third in that event. You have any trophies or anything to like showcase?
Yeah, actually, I didn't get to bring them in, but I have a trophy for that event.
And that's the only trophy you've won so far?
No, I won that trophy. I moved on to next year to enter the rookie championship with that car, which I placed third in the first event, second, first, and then second again.
Yeah, what was the event that you won?
For
Same
Scott's Auto. That's the one that I came first in. That was the one that was held in August last year.
And that's rookie class also?
Or rookie class.
Okay, so
and
who's your competitor, or who's your main competitor in the rookie class?
My main competitor would have been Richard Ryan. If you look back at the statistics of the rookie class, we have been battling it out from the beginning straight to the end of the season. And that's how it always been between the two of us.
And that's Richard with the Starlet, right?
Yeah, he has a blue Starlet, just like mine. So.
Right, so power band-wise between that Starlet, Richard Starlet, and your Starlet?
It's the same thing. Natural 4G, so
okay,
it's
so
basically
that's before he upgraded
to boost. Yeah. So it was the same. That's what made it so close in terms of competition between two of us, because it was the same platform.
Same platform.
Yeah.
And the suspension setup was basically the same.
Yeah, everything was basically the same about it.
Alright, so transitioning now into this vehicle here. Introduce the vehicle.
Alright, so this is a 1990 BMW E30. Originally, these cars come with like 4 cylinders or 6 cylinders, the M engines, but for right now, it has a 1JZ that would come out of like a Aristo or a first gen Supra. So that's the power unit in this car now.
So do you know the power band currently? The amount of horsepower?
No, well, that it's a stock setup with a stock ECU, stock motor, so it's whatever came from factory. Like I think these motors make like probably 250 somewhere there.
Okay. And what's the suspension setup that you currently running?
Alright, so originally when I bought the car, I had max speeding rod suspension, and they were usable, but they weren't allowing the car to perform how it should. So I transitioned to some Godspeed 32-way adjustable suspension.
Okay, so the max speeding was a bit more bouncy than this.
Yeah, and it didn't allow the car to travel and function how it was supposed to. So this is way better because it's able to dampen with softener, getting the suspension to be more compact. So
alright, so with the suspension setup, I know usually when doing any form of race, setup has to be like more of a hard type of setup in terms of damping.
Yeah, well, basically for this, when we're out on the track, we run a stiffer suspension rating, because it helps the car to slide easier, and it allows the car to flow better. It all depends on track conditions as well. If it's wet, you probably will want to soften it too. Right. So.
And this is also a car that you drive on a daily, right?
No, I don't drive it every day, but I drive it whenever rain falls.
Okay, whenever rain falls.
Yeah.
Alright, so next question. Have you entered any events with this vehicle as yet?
Okay, so I bought the car in March of this year. March 2024, yes. So I entered the Overton Slipper and Wet. That was in May. And Yeah, that was held by Scott's Auto. And yeah, that's the only event that I was supposed to enter some other events with, but we're doing some work with it.
Oh, yeah. And in terms of this setup, this platform compared to your previous platforms, the Starlet, the DX, what's your preferred platform in terms of the power band, the, you know, how would it be? Like what's easier for you to drive?
This car is by far easier because of like this car has independent suspension, independent rear.
Alright, so real question that I wanted to ask is a JZ powered platform. Are you going to do upgrades in the future, turbocharge it?
Alright, well, this version of the 1JZ, you have two versions. You have the VVTi and the non-VVTi. So this version is the non-VVTi, so it comes a twin turbo.
Yeah.
And that poses a bit of restriction. So in the future, not sure how long from now, but I'm planning to upgrade to single turbos, which would and put on a management on the car. So, you know, God's willing, that's the plan for the car, and do any other work to it that would put it better off in the drift game.
Alright, basically full JZ setup, stock setup for the brakes in the back.
Yeah, stock brakes everywhere.
You know about the front or?
Yeah, stock brakes for the front.
Okay. And what's the type of rim and tire setup that you have?
Alright, so I run 8-inch wide rim, 15 by 8 at the front and 15 by 9 at the rear. It used to be by 9 all around, but I've on some street and track tires at the front to give the front a little bit more traction. So I use the 8-inch, and it helps with the steering being light as well.
What events you prefer? You said you went into time attack type events or drifting point style events.
Well,
with more challenging in the point style events, you have to turn the car a little bit more, or?
Well, to be honest with you, this car, with this car, definitely I much more prefer the drift events. With my Starlet, I prefer the time events because it's more nimble and it's easy to rotate. This car is more, it's a longer chassis, so it's more built for drifting, and this car is, how it was built was set up for drifting.
Right, and who's the mechanic for this car?
Alright, who works on it now is Andre. If you know him, drive a...
He drives
I see like an E30 like this.
Is that SR?
Yeah, SR20 and boost. Big up Andre.
Right, and he was the one that tweaked the suspension for you.
Yeah,
with all the upgrades.
So the upgrades that I did so far, he was the one that put on the suspension as well as we changed the handbrake cylinder, and he did that as well. And any of the problems that I have with him always, and he was the one who worked on the Starlet as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so
originally he is the mechanic for both your cars.
Yeah. And he worked on the DX too.
You worked on the DX?
Yeah.
And this is the only car that you have now with the roll cage, everything. The DX did have that, or the Starlet did have that?
Starlet had a roll cage, and this had a roll cage, but the DX didn't have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess in terms of questions, I'm really out of questions. Anybody want to shout out?
Definitely. I want to say a big thanks first and foremost to God that He has blessed me to be in a situation where I'm able to enjoy what I love, as well as shout out to my family who support me along the way. Most importantly, like my dad, Ian Wright, as I said before, and like my brother Richard Ryan. And I have a lot of supportive friends, you know, Malachi, Theo, Dre, Garfield, a lot of supportive friends. So just big up all them, and you know, big up Extreme Touring. He was my only sponsor last year. So big up Extreme Touring all the time.
You can big up your competitors too.
Oh, definitely. Big up everybody who compete in the Cyprian with and put on a show. Peace.